What is up, everybody? How's it going? Welcome back to vidIQ, where today we are looking at more YouTube channels, your YouTube channels to be specific. I'll lower that. Oops, sorry. How is everybody today? We are super excited to be here. Different time today. Things got moved around for Creator Appreciation Week, which we are going to talk about in a little bit. But next week, we will be back at this day at our usual time, which is about 10 a.m. Eastern, if I recall. The time zones get me really confused. So today we are looking at your YouTube channels, and I seem distracted right now because I'm pulling up the studio right now because I want to put a poll for all of you to vote on. Is this your first vidIQ live stream? We'll just keep it simple, yes or no. I'm putting that poll in chat right now. Let me know. Is this your first time joining us for a channel review live stream? We do this every week where we look at channels. We try and give advice and feedback. There's a lot of channels that submit. I can tell you there's over 1,000 channels that have submitted already today, but we're only going to get to a handful. So the best thing you can do while you watch today is take some notes. Try to apply what we're telling some channels to your own channel. We're going to see a wide variety of channels today, and I say we because I am not alone. Joining me today is John. What happened, John? Hey.
That's just my normal face.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, this is acting, but you know, when I have resting crazy face.
Gotcha. When the stream ends, that's okay.
That's just what I look like.
Thank you, John, for being here once again. John did his first channel review last week on Thursday, and you're back for round 2.
Yep, I had a lot of fun, and yeah, I'm happy to be back.
What are you hoping to see today before we dive in?
Oh man, throwing me a curveball. I'm usually pretty happy with how things go, okay. But I got some really nice comments after the last live stream. Some people messaged me in Discord and stuff, and like, I don't know, that felt really good. So I hope to see more of that. You all are more than welcome to get at us in the vidIQ Discord and say hey.
Thank you, everybody, for being here. So if this is your first time being at a vidIQ live stream, like it is for so many of you voting, it looks like it's 54% of you. We do have a quick intro video that explains this in under 1 minute.
Welcome to the vidIQ channel reviews live stream. Simply fill in the correct form in the video description and your channel will be considered for review during a live stream. Channel reviews are free, so no need to send us a super chat, and don't spam us in the live chat. We'll ignore it and you may be put in timeout. If you need a channel audit right now, make sure to check out the vidIQ Coach AI tool that will help you with strategies, ideas, titles, scripts. Link in the description. It's a game changer. If you submit your channel for review, expect the following. We are sharing nothing more than our knowledge, experience and passion as fellow creators. Thank you to all of our moderators who help us out on the live stream every week. You know who you are. Give us a like if you enjoy this live stream, subscribe if you love it, and share it with like-minded fellow creators. All right, let's get started.
And that was, Rob mentioning real quick that we do have a whole suite of YouTube tools, this being one of them, the AI Coach. We have a whole channel dashboard that'll give you a breakdown of all of the things going on in your channel. You link it, you authenticate with vidIQ, and you are going to get daily ideas that are catered specifically to the content you already make. You are going to get regular ideas. You're going to get all kinds of stats. There's lessons you can go through. There's also an extension that lives all over YouTube once you download vidIQ, and you can download this for free as well if you just want to give it a try. We have these tools here that tell you the stats just at a glance, what's going on in your channel, how many views you're getting right now in the last 60 minutes, in the last 48 hours. You can customize it too. So like right now we've turned off minutes watched. We're not really focused on that at the moment. So yeah, these tools are everywhere. You'll see them throughout the live stream. And the reason I bring that up is because you did hear me mention is Creator Appreciation Week. And that means if these tools are of interest to you, we are offering a sale. 1 month of is that promo still going? Yeah, sure. 1 month of free one-on-one coaching to 5 people who purchase Boost during this live stream. Winners get notified after the email. You can use the code JUSTCREATE for a monthly membership, or just create YR for an annual membership. So the links are down below, but if you'd like to use the codes, they're scrolling at the bottom of the screen right now, and you will get 50% off of our Boost plan, whether it's monthly or yearly. So again, links are in the description. You can have access to all those tools. They are awesome. They're there to help you create more videos. John, with everything out of the way, do you think we're ready to get started?
I think so.
All right. So thank you everyone for being here. Also, we're going to be taking super chats throughout the live stream. We're going to answer questions and stuff, but we will not be reviewing channels based on super chats. So do keep that in mind. We will take some time to answer questions when we can. The first channel who submitted on our non-gaming forum, there are those two forums down below. We have 863 on the non-gaming, 360 on the gaming. The first person to submit on the non-gaming side was Tiago, who is a fitness channel with 187 subscribers, 266 videos. And right now they are doing a kind of a fitness journey series where they have, 10 to 20 minute videos of them doing different things. So I'm really focused on the last 3 videos here. Day 1, back. Day 2, legs. Day 3, shoulders. Things like that. John, at first glance, I have the banner here. We have the first row of videos. What do you think?
It's definitely, it's got potential because it's giving me those Sam Solik vibes. Yeah, that banner, it's legit. I mean, you know exactly what you're getting when you click on this channel. That's for sure.
Yes. So what I want to talk about, like the thing that caught me immediately was this fitness journey series, and they did stop. I don't know if they're just taking a break or what's going on there. I think my first piece of advice for this channel is when I think about a fitness journey, and I think you've seen content like this. I feel like a fitness journey is more about like the other things you have going on besides the actual literal workouts you're doing, if that makes sense. So leg day is one thing, but I think on a fitness journey, I'm kind of interested in the stuff around it, right? What kinds of foods are you eating? What time do you wake up? Like, what are the things that go along with leg day to make your fitness journey a little more well-rounded? Because I can go to the gym and work out, but like I'm following someone for fitness guidance because fitness is like a lifestyle, especially to some people. So that is like the first thing I got hung up on.
Yeah, I can definitely see some value in that. When you, sorry, I'm saying Sam Solik again, but when you look at his channel and what he does, he starts his day. He throws the camera up when he's driving to the gym or when he's going to the supermarket or whatever, and he relates it all around that fitness journey that he's going through. And something I could see Sam doing, like by the end of this, is easily transitioning to a motivational speaker in sorts. So the more you show what's going on in your life and how it's all involved, like the more relatable you are. You build this authentic connection with your audience, and that is huge.
That is absolutely someone that I think this creator should follow. The Sam Solik strategy is one to pay attention to here. It may be why they decided to do this fitness journey in the first place, for all we know. I'm just pinning a message right now, too. I see a lot of super chats coming in. Really appreciate it. Make sure you do realize we are not going to review channels based on super chats. So I wanted to look at I just wanted to type in fitness journey and see what comes up. And we already have a video here with 1 million views. It's from 2 years ago. My fitness journey, round 2, weight loss, finding my balance, and building healthy habits. So already this top video here is about more than just the specific workouts that people are doing. I started my journey in 2023. This is what I would do, 3 steps. So this is more of like a tips video. You have a before and after vibe going on. So I think this is one of the things that our hero channel might consider is just what types of channels out there are doing fitness journeys, and then what is the audience's expectation of a fitness journey. And that goes for anybody. When you make content, like you're probably doing something you've seen someone else do, but you have to think about the audience's expectations. Like there is a trend of someone making the style of video on YouTube. So you don't want to go against that grain. You want to find a way to fit into that trend as well. You don't want to feel like you're copying people, but that's not really what it's about. You're going to have your own unique perspective. That's why people will watch. It's more about using the same types of keywords and the same vibes that these other channels present, so people can immediately recognize, like, oh, another fitness person. Like that person looks like they're doing something a little bit different. I want to watch.
Yeah, there are, like, in my head, there are 2 ways that a fitness journey can go. The one, when you did the search and I saw a lot of the before and after, it's a lot of how-to, like here's how I do it. It's a lot of education. And what I see on this channel is more of like, it almost looks like a vlog, like when you see something like Life of a Gym Rat, it's one of those things like people are there to get to know you as well as as catch your tips and learn from you. So it does look like there's a lot of vlog focus here.
Yeah.
I think the thumbnail thing, the gym rat thing is cool, but I don't know if it's like the one that's Gym Rat 5, that's a little difficult to see. But maybe he saw that it wasn't working very well. I mean, it was like a branding choice, a consistent thing that he was doing. But I don't know. When I think of Sam Solik and I see his thumbnails, like I got nothing. Like I don't know. It doesn't. I can't give good advice on it because they're just like, oh, okay, well, here's that one guy again.
Yeah.
Obviously, the results are there, like Winter Bulk Day 145. So that's clickable enough.
There's a big difference here because I can see maybe this is an inspiration of the creator we're looking at, because you have similar thumbnails and titles here, right? You have simple titles that talk about the actual exercise for that day, and you have thumbnails that are not. They look like they could be stills from the video. They're not super cleaned up and whatever. So I want to point out though that, I mean, one, this creator has kind of, I'll say, earned the right, as annoying as I find that terminology, but they've earned the right to do less work on their thumbnails, perhaps, because Sam's already very popular. But more to the point, even these titles are more clear about what's happening, and they're clear for one reason specifically: Winter Bulk Day. So there's a series going on here. There's something specific. Winter Bulk Day it makes sense to me, even as a layman to fitness, if you couldn't tell. This all makes a lot of sense to me. And when we go back to the channel we're looking at, it just says Fitness Journey Day. And that's a huge difference, because you're not doing a specific thing now. It's just a fitness journey that you happen to be on. So if you're going to try this Sam Solik strategy, I think the one thing you could test before pivoting any more titles and thumbnails is changing the approach to these videos to be more about a specific type of fitness journey, not just fitness journey. What are you doing? For Sam Solik, it was Winter Bulk Day. So you could test that, but I do think a little more work could be done. Like the photos you're using for your thumbnails, like this one in particular, is really difficult to see what's going on. The lighting in here is not doing you any favors at all. And if you're going to use simplistic thumbnails like this where you don't over edit them, and I would say these were also the other direction, too much going on in these thumbnails, I think your lighting at least needs to be really good. People need to be able to easily discern what's going on.
Yep. When you look at like Sam Solik, that's a 1 in a billion chance that something like that happens. And I mean, I really think that his personality made it happen for him, but it's not quite something that can be, it's not a template to follow completely, because it's just so crazy that it worked for him. So yeah, we got to do a little bit to make ourselves stand out. And yeah, that's a good point. I also love the idea of the winter. I didn't even think about that, but as a layman, when I look at it, it's like, oh, he clearly works in quarters. Like he's clearly doing a seasonal thing, and I understood that, and I don't even know what it is. So yeah, that is a very good point.
So that was Tiago Alves. I think, hopefully I'm saying your name right. Good luck on your channel. Thank you for submitting. And now we'll take a look at the first gaming channel that's submitted on our forum, which is Jan1 Forum. They have over 1,000 subscribers, and this is a shorts channel. So always interesting to see a gaming shorts channel that's fully committed. There's not even a video tab here. So this channel is shorts is the bread and butter. That's it. That is the strategy. And I already thought that was worth pointing out. So I'm going to click on one of these. We'll play one, and you will get a sense of the type of shorts that they're making. And I want you to pay attention to how they start specifically.
Guess the ability in 60 seconds. Pin number 1. This ability is a signature ability. Unlike some abilities that require you to purchase them in the buy phase, this one is available to you without credits.
So you start to get the idea. Let's go to another one.
Guess the ability in 30 seconds. Pin number 1. This ability is a movement ability. Each ability has its own purpose, and this one is for movement. Pin number 2.
So they're doing kind of like a quiz, and the video starts very quickly, very loud, very excitable, and it just catches your attention right away, which is what you want for shorts. And I'm pointing that out because if you notice the views here, this is pretty healthy for a channel that has over 1,000 subscribers. These view counts, this is latest, by the way. I'm not unpopular. 10,000 views on the latest shorts. So they have this series here where in 60 seconds they kind of do a quiz in this specific game about guessing a certain ability. And it's working. It's making people who play this game stop and like, oh yeah, what are they talking about? And I think their presentation overall is just really spectacular.
Yep, I agree. I mean, the only thing that I could really point out, and it's the very first thing I noticed, is when they start, and I've only seen the two, but they both start the same way, and it makes me go, like, I couldn't quite hear what he said because
Yeah.
there's like a lot of sound effects going on all at once, and that's as simple as like just lowering the volume of them. Like you can leave them if you want, but yeah, hearing your voice like right at the beginning, even though there's text, I think that that's super important, because when like right after the intro, when it kind of went quiet and I could hear your voice, I got comfortable and I started I started paying more attention. So I mean, that's not a huge thing to do, but that's just what I would do.
There's a chime that plays at the beginning of the video, and it's loud.
Yeah.
Guess the ability in 30 seconds. Pin number 1. This
Okay, it wouldn't let me go back. Yeah. So that first sound effect, it's kind of a branding thing, and I get that, but yeah, it definitely should be lower. And then the word guess is happening. I think you're trying to cram a lot in 60 seconds, and the word guess is being sacrificed a little bit. So it almost sounds like you're saying S the ability. And it's like, wait, what did they say? And then you do a really good job of getting us to understand it pretty quickly, I would say.
Yeah.
Once you get into the first hint, you're like, oh, okay, I see what's going on. But any time where you leave someone with, I would say, even an ounce of confusion in a YouTube short, it's really easy to lose them. So this has 10,000 views. Could it have way more, depending on if those tweaks were made?
I think it could.
Yeah.
Just as somebody that isn't so interested in the content itself, yeah, like when things went quiet and I could hear the voice clearly, I was kind of hooked myself. You know, the editing was really good. Just the audio, if you could lower those sound effects, or if you say guess the blah 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 in 60 seconds, and then you have your sound effect that fills in like the negative space of the audio. You could do it like that, or yeah, you know, you could do it first too.
Let's just take a really quick peek at popular before moving on to the next channel. 34,000 views is your best one. What's the longest Valorant match? This one is pretty interesting to me. This just seems like, you know, a cool factoid that if you were interested in Valorant, you might want to know. I could see this one showing up in search.
What's the longest possible Valorant match? A round consists of the buy phase, round time.
They go on to explain it. A lot of sound effects, same style, same vibes. It's that chime at the beginning is still getting me though.
Yeah. You know, could you go back to popular real quick?
Oh, sure.
I know this isn't like such a big deal, but the style of their editing makes their thumbnails look like they're on purpose.
It does.
Yeah, it's very, very cool.
And they could be uploading from mobile, which would allow you to pick a moment for a short. But some of these look more intentional than others, and YouTube will do a pretty good job of picking them if you just let it do its thing. But I did suspect for a second, I'm like, I wonder if they're choosing these stills.
Yeah. But,
so
yeah, kudos to the editing. It's very, very good.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, like, it looks like they had maybe tested live or considered it. Nothing wrong with that. I think you can have a pretty active live stream if you have a lot of views on shorts. So hey, I would say congratulations to this creator on just their success. Keep going. Hopefully we've given you a bit of, a few tips there to help with that swipe rate. That's what you want on shorts. You just want as low of a swipe rate as possible. You want people to not swipe away. Your analytics will tell you about that. So we're going to see a lot more channels today. But before we do, let's take a look. We have a bunch of super chats, and there's also something we like to do after we've seen our first gaming channel. Normally when Rob's here, it's about games, but this time we want to ask you guys about a creator who inspires you to make content, someone you just enjoy watching, right? We talked about this last week. John, what about you, as people kind of get their answers in here?
Oh, okay. I know I said a couple last week, but since then I ended up signing up with a Patreon for Van Neistat, who's Casey Neistat's brother, and I think the thing that really caught me about him is his cinematic ability, his ability to make even the simplest things, like as he zooms down into them, he makes them beautiful, and he also makes them attainable, where you kind of feel like you could just whip out your phone and do the same thing. Like I think the one I watched was about screws, and it was just all about different types of screws and like how it affects his life and everything. And he used like a very top-down mode like this, where the screws were all laid out, and he talked about different types. And I could not be less interested in screws, but I stayed through the whole thing. And yeah, lately it's been Van Neistat for sure. Sorry, I had to go a little extra on that.
No, you're fine. I'm trying to think about who I've been watching lately too. Last week I mentioned Swoop, which I stand by. I think for me, I was really appreciating there's new Danny Gonzalez upload, and he's really funny, and he's able to kind of span a wide array of topics with the way he makes content. And this time he was reviewing mobile games. He's done this before. But sometimes he'll talk about movies or TV shows or whatever's on his mind. He has a second channel where he dives into different like trends, TikTok, Reddit, things like that. And I just appreciate the wit. You know, it's someone just, they're very real and approachable, but also just the level of like wittiness. That's the it factor that I think, you know, a lot of creators, I don't know. I feel like we don't talk about the it factor a lot, because I think a lot of people view it as like if you either you got it or you don't, because that's the old Hollywood kind of way of thinking about it. But to me, it's a skill set that I think people like Danny have crafted over time. And I think if you can develop that it factor for yourself, if you can really just hone a certain skill set, you probably already have it in you. It's just, it needs to be sharpened a little bit. You could stand out a lot more as a creator, and suddenly you find yourself able to do more things because maybe you're funny, or you're very informative, or you have an eye for detail, and that makes researching really easy for you, or something like that. So that's the creator I'll shout out as someone who just really inspires what I'm doing.
You know, it's interesting you say the it factor, because immediately in my head I think hyper, super personality, everything up to 11. And like, some people don't want to do that, or just can't, because like that it's not natural for them. But the it factor can, like you said, maybe you're very informative. And it made me think of another creator that I'd been watching recently, and it stems from, I was on Amazon Prime and suddenly I got ads, and I'm like, what? I've been paying to not have ads this whole time. And they're like,
Right.
No, that costs more money now. The stuff that you've been paying for, we took it away and it costs more money. And I was so upset. I figured that somebody had to talk about it on YouTube. And there's this guy, Louis Rossman, and it's just one camera, and he talks, and he is articulate in a way that I really wish I could be. But it's always one take, and like, that's his it thing. He talks about how unethical things can be, you know, businesses and whatnot. But I can't believe that I would sit there and just listen to a dude talk with like zero editing. But yeah, I mean, I was interested in the information was there, and like, that's his it thing. And he is not up to 11. He is just like talking like I am right now, just telling you as much information as you need to know. And I know you're mad because I'm mad, and let's be mad together.
So thank you for sharing your creators that you've been enjoying with us. We appreciate it. We're about to jump in and pick channels randomly now. Now, I'd like to play a silly video when we're about to jump into this. I didn't play it last week because I didn't get a chance to, but here we go. For this, we use the CLAAAW. Yes, the CLAAAW will pick your channels. You have been submitting on those forms that I mentioned earlier. There are literally over 1,000 non-gaming channels now, new record. And then we have 516 gaming channels. So we pick these differently because they're just come on, half the amount of gaming channels to channels that are not about gaming. We had to separate them. So we're going to start picking from the non-gaming form first. We're looking at 1,079. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go to numbers. And I'm going to type in 1,080. And then I'm going to pick out number 364. And that's all we do. 364. We come over here. We've never seen this channel before. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't even know if this is a YouTube link. You know, we could be kicked off of YouTube forever right now. And then we go ahead and put this right here. And it's KalebZ, or KalebZ, with 801 subscribers. They have a channel about, looks like, life of a software engineer. And that is the title of every video. And this is very unique, John.
This is
a lot of views, same title, similar thumbnail, in a lot of these videos.
I see that there were episodes, and I wonder why the change. Because the
They were
second
doing
most
well.
recent. Yeah, I mean, are they not episodes anymore? I wonder. Like maybe the content changed. Snow day, new office, and then simple. I can see that the same title for the last three. Never mind. I was gonna say they're not doing as well, but it is just a toss up. It's very mixed.
I think the episodes, if you're a software engineer, here's what I'm thinking, because I'll watch game dev people, and if they're doing episodes, my assumption is that because they're building something. And so the game at episode 1 hasn't been created yet, and by episode 50 or whatever, you have more of a game looking kind of vibe to the videos because they've built something. So when I see Life of a Software Engineer and I see episode numbers, my brain thinks, oh, this person must be building a specific project. And that's why this content is episodic. However, they stopped doing episodes after 28 and they got a snow day. So it's kind of interesting. Did they finish the project at 28 and decide, okay, no more episode numbers, but I'm still going to program one-off things? Or is it still exactly what they were always doing and they realized one day, oh, I'm not really building one specific thing, and therefore there's no reason to say episode 28, because you can watch episode 28, you don't have to watch episode 27. And it is about that viewer satisfaction, right? Like, you hear YouTube talk about that sometimes. What does that mean? Well, this is one example of that. Viewers just looking at your titles think, oh, I can't get into this series because it's been going on too long. And if it's not even a series, why do episode numbers? But what's interesting, John, as you pointed out, like when they were doing episode numbers, there's more outliers. Like our tool here is lighting up with a couple different outliers. Episode 20 and 27 stuck out in particular, which is very interesting because there's not too much of a difference between this video, and then these videos.
Yeah, this is very different. If you hover over them, like they repeat, but it's because it's like a schedule vlog daily. Like, this is what I do every day. And like some of them you hover and you'll see coffee, some you'll see breakfast, some you'll see that they're going to school, and then it's kind of a repeat of that.
Yeah.
For the most part. Especially episode 20, episode 20 again. I guess those aren't the same video. Then 23, yeah. So it's like a POV vlog. But yeah, I don't know. Like the thumbnails, that's exactly what you're gonna get. Like it really sets up the expectation. Like, okay, here's POV, and this person, they're a software engineer.
You mentioned
like, very cool.
On Thursday when we did this, you mentioned putting a hand in the thumbnail from a first-person perspective, and they've been doing that in the last 3 videos. Like, it does have that first-person vibe, and that could easily be working here very well for them. I actually really like these thumbnails. I think oftentimes we would say, oh, maybe you could put some text or whatever. This to me, if you're gonna do a real life of the whatever video series, I think this is perfect. I mean, you can barely make out a screen with some text on it, so that implies coding. It says Life of a Software Engineer, and you got you in your space with a cup of coffee. There's like a nice table. It looks nice and clean. Like if your house looked a little messy or something, I mean, maybe I'd say, oh, maybe your background could be a little cleaner or whatever. But I don't have any of those critiques. I think the thumbnails are on par. I think the titles are working, even though you're repeating them over and over again. But I do think it leaves room for testing. And the one thing I might test, because these videos you'll notice are all like 4 minutes long. What if you did a video that was 8 minutes long or 12 minutes long or something like that?
Yep. Give the viewer like time to hang out with you, because that's essentially what you're providing. Kind of like the study with me type videos. Something interesting that I saw, let me see where you're at. If you scroll down just to the second, you actually get to see a literal A/B test of thumbnails. Because if you see the snow day one and then the one right next to it, it's almost like they're the same thumbnail, but one is more complicated, and the more complicated one didn't get as many views. And if you scroll down, well, you don't even need to. At the bottom right corner, you see the exact same case of a very similar thumbnail and then one that complicated it and did the half and also didn't get as many views. I just thought that was kind of interesting to point out that they get to A/B their thumbnails with this kind of content.
Really good call out. I wasn't even like paying attention to that. I did recognize that these were basically the same image, but I didn't even make that connection. So what John's basically saying here is if you look at this picture, it's like the same exact desk. There's something different on the laptop screens, but this video performs so much better. And then they did a similar angle, but they added this Christmas vacation hook to it, and it didn't resonate. It's a little confusing because it's like, what does a Christmas vacation have to do with it? And in the video, you probably explain it, but we don't need that in the title or thumbnail. We're just looking to hang out with you in the day of your life video.
Yeah.
For 6 months on YouTube, this is incredible. I think a lot of people here would love to have 2,000 views in their first video in 6 months. It looks like one of their best videos here we've just found is episode 6. And look at this. This happens to also be one of the longest videos we've seen so far, 6 minutes and 10 seconds. The reason length becomes important is because of what John said. People want to hang out with you. It's a watch time thing. If the video has more watch time, it can spread to more people because, yes, even if your retention ends up being lower than average, right? If you've still accumulated a whole extra 1 or 2 minutes of watch time than you normally would, like per viewer, that adds up. And when compared to your other videos, it's kind of like, hey, this one kind of popped off. Maybe we can get some new people in the door. YouTube's going to share it more. We've seen it happen a million times. So that was why my mind went to that suggestion. But I'm just so glad to see one outlier here that happens to possibly have the most views on their channel. And it is also the longest. Yes, it is literally the longest video and it has the most views. It kind of pushes me to say you should definitely test this more. This doesn't confirm anything. One of something does not a test to make, but try that again. Do an 8-minute one. And if you're worried you don't have stuff to talk about, like, it takes practice. It just you could try it anyway. Don't bloat your video. If you're trying for an 8-minute video and you made it 7, it's okay. Like, just, don't bloat your video with nonsense just to get it up there. But think about what else. Maybe there's something else you're not showing people as part of your routine. Maybe you arrange things in a certain way and there's a reason for doing that. I would really be interested to see where this channel's at in like 6 months time. Another 6 months, 1 year on YouTube. I feel like this channel cracks like 10,000 subscribers and has many more thousands of views.
Yep. I think so too. I think that they're providing something that people really like. It helps them relax. I just think that they're not doing enough of it. In one session. I think that's, dude. I bet if they did like a 15-minute video, it would do super well. People would stick through, and then you'd see that one become the outlier.
Yeah. I agree. Hey, KalebZ, thank you for sharing your channel with us. Hopefully we provided some value to you. Really, we're just impressed, I think. Sometimes we'll come across a channel where we're just more impressed than we are like giving tips. And that was certainly one of the cases. So gaming channels are starting to catch up here with 552 on the gaming forum. Let's take a look. And then we'll probably take a quick super chat break before getting back to channels after this. I say that. We'll see if I stick to it. I think it was 147. Before everyone gets mad at me. Yes, 147.
147.
PushedLemon. Do we see this channel before?
PushedLemon?
I don't know. Maybe the name sounds familiar, but listen, look at here. We're 1.69 K subscribers, 36 videos. Let me ask you guys, how many of you have 1,000 subscribers? And for those of you who do, how many videos did it take to get there? Because I'm going to say that's impressive, especially for what we're seeing here, a Minecraft channel. 11 months ago was one of your more recent uploads. But look at this. What happened? 17,000 views. I built every automatic farm in survival Minecraft. What a concept.
Yeah. I mean, the one right before it, it's a totally repeatable pattern that they did. I built blank in survival Minecraft. And yeah, that is cool.
They did a Wizarding World video. It did not do as well. They come back to the concept, but this time they just focus on one thing, just Hogwarts, and the picture's way better. And it does 40,000 views. It's their top video. Our tool here telling us a 34x outlier on their channel. Again, less than 2,000 subscribers. This is incredible for a Minecraft channel and makes me want to tell other Minecraft channels, perhaps instead of trying to focus on daily videos and bed wars and things like that, if you are a builder, if you have that kind of talent when you play Minecraft, maybe you can take 2 or 3 months to make a video, because you'll notice there's not a lot of videos on the channel, and you want to be like, oh, where's the consistency? The consistency's here. There's 11 months, then 7 months, then 4 months, then 2 months. I think we are days away from another upload, maybe at most a month, based on the cadence. And when you post a video, thousands of people are going to get it in their watch history because of especially these 2 videos. People, even though they're not subscribed, they've seen these other videos. They probably watched a good long chunk of them, and they're like, hey, you like PushedLemon? Well, they just released something else. So you're going to get a lot of views just out of the gate. And then for this channel, it's all about ideas, right? The more impressive sounding the idea, the more views you're going to get. And maybe someone else has built every automatic farm in survival, but this is the first time I've seen someone do this. And, you know, I know these types of ideas, they don't come around often, but like when you hit one of these, oh, it feels so good. You know, this person obviously has talent, not just in the mechanics of Minecraft, but also just design in general. They're firing on all cylinders here in one of the most competitive gaming spaces on all of YouTube.
Dan, the sun one intrigues me, and I think I know the answer to this, but with the same exact template and a really, really good thumbnail, maybe the body or the player could be a little brighter so it's more obvious and not blending into the space. But why do you think that one didn't work as well as Hogwarts?
Pop culture, I would
That's what I
say.
was thinking.
I mean, we all kind of like know what the sun is. We take it for granted. It's up there doing its thing. It doesn't
Helping us live.
Listen, if you try to watch the sun, things happen that are bad. But if you watch media like Harry Potter or Star Wars or whatever, suddenly you're entertained and less blind. So I think there is something to just the relatability of something. I think it's impressive to build the solar system and the sun and things like that, but there's more of a fandom around stuff like Hogwarts.
Right. So if there was like another another idea similar to Hogwarts, like
Millennium
I'm trying
Falcon.
to think of, yeah, I built the Millennium Falcon in survival Minecraft. I really like. I would almost guarantee that would be an outlier, and that sort of thing. Now, I'm not saying you got to do that. I'm just saying that would probably repeat the success that you've had in the past.
It probably been done a lot, that specific ship.
Yeah,
But,
that one.
Yeah,
We've all built Legos,
Yeah, you could still look around for other impressive builds if that's the direction you want to go. I know sometimes you get into the mechanic side of it, but like, this one, what I like with the Hogwarts one is also the thumbnail, because you can tell by looking at it just at the small size, the level of detail is absolutely wild to me.
Yeah.
You can just see all the little like bumps on this castle. Like, this was not a small project.
Yep. The one thing that really sticks out to me on that one is the fact that the text is on it. I built Hogwarts. Like, you don't even need a title with something that good. Like, that's really cool. I mean, if you do repeat that style, that template, I would suggest doing I built blank on that too, because it really gets the idea across before they even, you look at the thumbnail first and then you look at the title. They don't even need that second part. Like, that's really good.
Yeah. It's a shame that the latest video didn't perform as well. ChatGPT built this in survival Minecraft. I think that's a fun concept. As someone who messes around with AI, I'm curious to see how you kind of got it to do that. And I've noticed that when people just go for a play of like, oh, ChatGPT has kind of infected my game in some way, it doesn't do as well for a lot of channels. I think, I've seen some that work, but I've seen more that flop. And I don't know, this doesn't surprise me too much, but I like the concept quite a bit. I think maybe the thumbnail could be a little better because it's very, I'll say, noisy. There's just like a lot of textures and a lot of things going on.
Yeah.
It probably would have performed better if ChatGPT had built something where your eye could focus on it, like Hogwarts, and it's immediately clear that, oh, that's a building, that's a statue, that's a whatever. So
that's what that. Okay, when I saw it, I thought it was just a landscape. Okay,
it's a town or something.
Yeah. Okay. Good point. Well, obviously, good point. That makes sense to me now. I can see it now. especially when you hover over it.
Yeah, this almost might be better if you do a thumbnail where it zooms out more to show the sheer scale of what it made. But yeah, it could just be I've been wondering if there's like when it comes to certain video ideas, like ChatGPT did a thing fatigue, because I've seen it so much. But that's just me speculating. You should do your own research on that. Either way, I think the thumbnail could have maybe been a bit better on this one because some of your other ones are so clear. It's so easy to see what's going on.
Yep. I mean, I could see the Hogwarts thing just being totally repeated. Like I built Hyrule in survival mode, or I don't know. Like I'm trying to think of. I built the whole Squid Game set. I built Squid Game, and I don't know. I was trying to think of something popular because I was watching Walking Dead, and if somebody said I built I built Alexandria in survival mode, which is like a town in The Walking Dead. I just imagine the detail that they could go in, and I watched this episode and put together a map, and then like that's a really cool video idea. I don't know how big the fandom is and the crossover between Walking Dead and Minecraft, but I think that template's a really cool idea.
Yeah. Well, PushedLemon, I do hope you continue to upload. It has been a while since we've seen you on YouTube, but I hope another one's around the corner. And I encourage you to take it slow and keep coming up with these big concept videos because you are going to become known for that if you keep this up. And really just take your time on the concept of each video. Really take your time and dig into some of the things we talked about today. And I do hope the best for your channel. All right. I did say we were going to get to some super chats. You have all been giving us a whole bunch of super chats. We really appreciate it. Again, as a reminder, we try to read these before the end of the live stream. We'll get through as many as we can. We do not review channels based on your super chats, but we can answer some questions or just say, hey, thank you for becoming a member to Dominican. Appreciate you. Jay Breckless says, is having keywords on your channel okay? I'm guessing they mean, or does it help?
By keywords, do they mean in the description or tags?
That's a good question. I think you might be talking about the channel tags or the tags in the videos. I'll just say like tags themselves are just kind of not as useful as they used to be. YouTube has told people in recent history that they're better for just kind of like misspellings, things like that. But YouTube's systems have gotten so good at building the metadata of an individual video that you can get away with a lot on YouTube, like not filling out a lot of the boxes. We've seen videos perform very well that don't have descriptions or tags.
Right.
So we have tools that help you fill those in very quickly, and they're awesome because we do like filling in those boxes, and it's nice to have something there. But at the end of the day, like, if it's the choice between like, I don't want to post a video because I don't feel like writing tags or description, like you should just do the video and then don't do tags or description. But download our tools, check them out. Again, 50% off coupons are linked down below for both annual and monthly plans. And you get full access. Dominican is back saying, I filled the form now and previously. Hope I get lucky today. Best of luck to you. Thank you for being here. ESV Official gave us a super sticker. Appreciate you. Thank you. Nick Hine, regular commenter. If I publish a collection of my previous videos in one big omnibus, is it reasonable to turn off the subs feed and notifications?
This one, like playlist?
So no, I'm going to take like, let's say 10 videos and put them into one giant, very long video. Should they notify their subscribers?
Oh,
of this
okay.
New upload.
Okay, I do not know what that word omnibus means, so thank you.
Go ahead.
No, I don't know the answer. I mean, I did. If the subs feed, I'd probably turn it off, like the notifications, and just let it perform as is, especially if they've already seen it. But I guess that's just me.
I would say because it's one video, it almost doesn't matter. If they get the notification, then Do you find that people rewatch your videos? That's the real question. Has anyone ever in your comments said, I put this on before I go to bed or anything like that? I've had longer videos where people say they like to watch it overnight and they've watched it a number of times. So if you're getting a lot of that, then your subscribers might appreciate one big package of all of your stories.
Yep. I guess it really does depend on the channel type for something like that, especially if it's like more relaxing, and seriously question if your viewers are the type that get angry if they're going to be like, I saw this already. If they're going to do that, then maybe consider not doing it.
We've been posting some ultimate guides, and they do consist of videos we've done in the past, but I don't know if we're even bothering turning off the notification. They just kind of go in place of a regular upload. And what I think even someone who's seen it before would probably appreciate is like all the information now is in one place, and they had to previously jump around to see it all, but now it's been a while. They see it again and they're like, oh, altogether, this kind of makes sense in a new way, is what we would hope, right?
Yep.
So there you go. Wilson108, just sharing that I've hit 1,000 subs in 4,000 hours. Congrats to you. I was waiting. Congratulations. Enjoy your monetization journey. You're really just getting started. More to come on that. Koifish Gaming, thank you for the emojis that don't work in this system we're using, but appreciate you sharing 10 months of membership. And everyone who's a member, feel free to enjoy your emotes. Soul Engine Studio says, what are some goals for your channel after monetization? Great question, considering the previous one. I'm seeing good growth, over 2,000 on each video. I'm just struggling to see the next steps.
I think community building, personally. Okay. I think building your community, offering things that like you have your community now. Really focus on what they want, and you will get growth. You will get new people that funnel in. But if you're solid on the direction of what you want to do, and you have the 1,000 subscribers, then focus on pleasing them and doing what they subscribed for. That will help build the community, and the community is the most important part of anything, because without it, who's watching your videos?
Right. Community is the one thing that's going to separate a lot of human creators from this onslaught of AI creators we're about to see. They're already out there, people using not a lot of humanness to make videos. We like to use AI as tools to kind of just help get us motivated, get us going. But all of us here who use them, we put a lot of our own input into them. It spits something out, and by the time we're done with it, it's unrecognizable from the prompt, right? So some creators do that, some creators just upload, and the community aspect is what separates us from those channels, and there's going to be a lot of them. So I would say great advice there. Soccer with Marat. I hit 7,800 subscribers. Congratulations. 10K by the end of April. I think you can do it, depending on how quickly the 7,800 came. But congratulations. That is awesome. Keep it up.
The interrupting applause.
Jeep Psychology 101 just had a decent growth spurt of 120 subscribers, 3 videos gathering subs, then all just stopped. What happened? Best was over 7,000 views. Interesting.
3 videos gathering subs. It's very tough to tell without seeing the specifics, but I would suggest digging into them a bit more, especially with your analytics, like the retention. Oh man, there's so much to learn, but it really does help figuring out what works, what made somebody leave, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would look at those 3 videos. You said it was 3, right? Yeah. And then try to find the common thread. Something was going on there. It was, I think what you did is you increased your total addressable market for those 3 videos. Total addressable market, for anyone who doesn't know, is basically the total amount of people you could possibly reach with one video, right? So YouTube is the entire market. Mr. Beast gets, he has a very wide total addressable market. There's a lot of young people who watch his content. There's people of all ages who enjoy it. There's people who they understand inherently what he's doing. And so his market is very, very widespread, and he's been building it a long time. But then there's the Minecraft channel we're looking at, where you would probably be interested in Minecraft. Your market could be as wide as the Minecraft audience and probably not much wider. You can niche down from there. So I think what you did is you increased your total addressable market. More people are like, oh, Jeep Psychology is doing this thing, and that looks really cool. Did you stop doing a certain thing? Did something change about your thumbnails, your packaging? Something is probably different. That series came to an end, whatever it might be. But you definitely dig in and try and figure out what was it about those 3 videos that they had like maybe an obvious through line, and then your 4th video after that, it didn't captivate those new viewers for some reason.
Yeah, and it really could, like Dan said, focus on the packaging and see if anything changed. But it could be as simple as just the topic. And if you've got 3 videos that are interesting to people, and you did number 4, and it might be interesting to you, but not like to a wider audience. It could be that, and then you'd be like burning yourself trying to figure out, oh, what happened here, when it could just be simply that people aren't interested in that 4th one. So, the 5th one might do better. It could be that simple.
We have from something. So indeed. Thank you for the super chat. Michael Brink, can I use a short as a trailer for a long form video?
Like a channel trailer?
I think they mean like post a short to get people hyped up for a big long form video upload coming soon to a YouTube channel near you.
It's tough because you're doing that in hopes that those who watch your shorts are going to go to watch your long form, and that's a really tough bridge to gap because there are just 2 different types of viewers. It's nothing about your content. It's just like when people are in shorts mode, I just feel like they probably won't remember. I know that if they watch the whole short, YouTube sometimes shows the longer form video or one of your longer form videos when they hop on their desktop and they're in more of a long form mood. But it might work. I just don't see it being as helpful as you'd expect, especially because a trailer is more of like an ad.
Yeah.
And people don't like that.
I would say a better strategy would be behind the scenes and tell the story of making the thing.
That's interesting. That is super interesting.
Once it's ready, go back to the short and link it. You can link a video to a short and it'll appear as like a tappable thing. Do that. But like, give us the behind the scenes and just talk in a normal voice about like, I made this thing. It took this much time. It did, to give us some cool tidbits about it while showing us a lot of B-roll from it. And then once the thing comes out, like, and you can even say at the end, once it comes out, it'll be on my main channel. Go check it out. Or it'll be on, you can check it out on my channel or something like that. So don't forget to subscribe. That's how you can use a short to advertise, but you got to make the short give them something. It has to be interesting to some degree. And if it's just a trailer for a thing that they didn't ask for, like John said, a trailer is kind of just an ad. So it depends on, like, just imagine that person scrolling through shorts. What's going to get them to stop? And I think some cool behind the scenes stuff is probably the ticket.
I agree.
Nick Hines says, can it be that once you start to publish longer videos, there's no turning back? My audience seemed okay with them before, but after publishing a few longer ones, anything shorter is just a flop. Nick Hines making me think right now. Because I've seen evidence of this, but it's full on conspiracy in my head. Like, okay, so I'll give you an example. I'm gonna be vague because I always am, but I had a video that was very long, it did very well. Subsequent videos, I'm trying to remember. No, the subsequent videos still did well. There's been some hits and some misses, basically. So I wouldn't necessarily say there's no turning back, but you might have found a bit of a new audience that likes the long stuff a lot. And they're just like, they're more into that. Think about the mindset someone's in when they watch a long video, right? Like maybe they're sitting down to eat and they don't want to watch shorts. Like they're not going to keep swiping while they're trying to eat, maybe they just want to be told a story and they don't want to keep having to change their TV or whatever it might be. So those long videos might be scratching that itch, and that it could just be a very human thing. I don't know if it's like an algorithmic thing. I think it's just people desiring a certain thing, and you've been answering it with those longer videos, perhaps.
Yeah. Yeah, and you may have found like how your niche fits best, like how your channel, like when you start a channel, you can experiment with shorts, you can experiment with shorter videos, especially if you're trying to give quick info, and you can experiment with longer videos, storytelling, and it's going to appeal to different audiences, but the one that appeals to most people, it's the one that fits you the best because that's how you offer the most value. And it might just be that, when your videos are longer, they're better.
We have one here from LMB Gamer Boy. Hi, just started my channel because you motivated me. Hey, thank you. And
nice.
Best of luck. Welcome to YouTube. Thanks for letting us know. Thank you for the super chat. Alien? I want to say alien, but it's not spelled the way I'm used to seeing the word alien, but there's the word craft after it. That one I recognize. I had a video blow up. Huh?
Elaine Craft?
Elaine? Yeah, I'm probably overthinking it. I had a video blow up with way more than I would ever dream of. What questions should I be asking myself to figure out how to capitalize on a viral success? That's a great question.
I didn't know if you were going to answer it or not.
Oh, I just like the question a lot. What question should you be asking yourself is something that I wish more creators would ask themselves.
Go
ahead.
If you're focused on that video, if you're trying to like do more like it, then yeah, like we've said before, really pick it apart and find out what worked. If it's topic based or trend based, then I think the answer might be a little different. How to capitalize on a viral success. That takes a lot more strategy and planning. Yeah. So I don't know. It depends on which kind you're dealing with here.
Yeah. A couple more super chats and we're going to move on. But yeah, I'll just say, I think it's important to continue like asking yourself, not just what you could do to double down on that video, but like, did you enjoy it? Would you want to make more like that? What if your channel was only whatever that video was? Would you be happy? Like, those are the things I'd be asking myself, because that's really what it's about. Like, if you get to a point where you're making content for content's sake, you're going to be burnt out. Trust us. So definitely, keep you in mind for sure.
Yeah.
All right. 2 more, and we'll come back to super chats, but we do need to get back to some channels. Devonte, Talkaholic, y'all give movie reactions a chance. Hey, Dan. Hello.
Could we be the new Siskel and Ebert?
Oh, so yeah. Do you want us to react to movies, or do you just want us to react to movie reaction channels? I'm not sure. If we see one, yeah, we'll definitely. Yeah, John just got excited to watch some movies. We will definitely take a look at them. And then World According to Briggs. I've seen your videos. Thanks for all of your help over the years. 1.1 million subs, 7 employees, and haven't had a real job in 5 years. Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you for the content you make. I've watched a number of World According to Briggs videos. I promise you. I'm not joking.
That's very cool.
Excited you're here. Thank you for the very generous super chat. And, awesome to see like 7 employees. That is awesome. Thank you for creating jobs on the platform.
No doubt.
Okay, so we will come back to super chats, but thank you. We do have a whole bunch of them. Once we start to get towards the 2-hour mark of the live stream, we might start to run out of time, so keep that in mind. But we are going to get back to looking at your channels. We're going to be picking them randomly. I think the last one we looked at was a gaming channel. So we are going to take a look at a non-gaming channel, and we are up to 1,183 responses.
Oh, hey, I wanted to say something about that behind the scenes trailer question.
Yeah.
I saw a video on Digital Spaghetti. It's like one of my favorite channels that I watch. Karen X Ching, I think Karen X Ching. She does a lot of shorts that don't really they don't necessarily show the result of what she's doing, but it's very much the behind the scenes, and that generates a ton of traffic to her actual channel where they watch the full results. It's a very unique thing that she's doing, and maybe something to mimic. So Karen X Ching, KarenXCheng.
All right, so we are taking a look at AI Mastery. They're approaching 10,000 subscribers, and this thumbnails look familiar to me. I don't know if we've seen this before or we've seen a similar channel. Does this look familiar to you?
Yeah, well, it's not the same channel unless they changed all of their thumbnails from the last time. But we just had one where Elon was standing on grass. I think there was like an Elon Musk thumbnail for sure, and it was, man, what was it? It was all about like current events, but the very last one was about Sora.
Okay, so yeah, this could be a similar channel, and I guess that's probably one critique here, is that there are so many channels right now just talking about the AI trends that we're seeing. This one, we're asking ourselves the question, oh, have we seen this before? And I think for me, the thing that is like getting me is sometimes they have like these fully kind of AI generated thumbnails. And that is when I start to ask myself, oh, we've seen a channel with AI thumbnails before. Because it's just, a lot of them have a certain look to them.
They do.
And so we are asking ourselves, have we seen this before? But you are doing stuff that isn't fully just AI. Like this is obviously just a picture of Elon Musk and some text. And that worked really well here. So anyway, that would be one piece of advice, this is a crowded space now, so try and stand out. Let's go to popular. AI will take your job. AI will replace these 12 jobs in 730 days. Okay. 22 insane custom GPTs that will change what you think about AI. Okay. 46,000 views, 43,000 views here. Master these 26 ChatGPT plugins.
Dude,
so
you have
listicles.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say they've really nailed the numbers in the titles thing. Like the 730 days, that like I just wonder why. You know, it must be a 2-year thing, but like that is so cool. And then the 97% of people, yeah, it's very awesome. Good job on titles.
Yeah, excellent job. I mean, your viewers obviously agree. So we went from these videos, listicles from a few months ago, and if we go to latest, there's some interesting topics here. This one's from 7 hours ago. Remains to be seen what's going to happen with this video, but the first casualties and true winners of AI. My prediction for this video is it might be similar to maybe this one in terms of views, but what's missing for me is in the thumbnail, like AI's real winners. It sounds like you're maybe talking about companies, perhaps well-known entities. And so just having Elon Musk in your thumbnail is like, okay, you're implying he's a winner, but I think a lot of people would maybe just assume that. I mean, he's rich and he's investing in a lot of stuff. Are there any unsuspected like companies that I've heard of, but I would not suspect? You know, is Walmart somehow one of the winners, right? Like that would have been a better thumbnail, in my opinion, if you alluded to the winners, depending on who they are. We could watch the video to see if we have any suggestions there. But that like these thumbnails were very direct. AI will take your job. You got the split face, you know, the best GPTs. We know what that's about. Best GPT plugins. We know what that's about. Like all of these are very clear, but these ones are a little more vague, I would say. Let's take a look. I just want to watch a little bit.
Have you ever wondered who's truly benefiting from the rise of AI job cuts? You're not alone. And I must say, it's not what you think. Imagine if we could see the bigger picture beyond the surface. Perhaps there's an opportunity for some people to benefit from the technological advancements. A recent survey by PwC involving 4,700 CEOs across 100...
Okay, right there, 4,700 CEOs. So, okay, this is going to have some kind of element about companies, layoffs, things like that. So I think logos would have been like a good way to go. I saw the music on. I just realized. I'm sorry if that's making it hard to hear us. Sometimes it does. Yes, that is like what I'm seeing is like an opportunity that was kind of missed with this thumbnail.
Yeah, I totally agree. The thing that really caught me up about this one is the better package in my head is the casualties angle, and it's like really showing like the thumbnail would show like who's getting ruined by AI and maybe like something unexpected. Even if you left Elon on there, it'd be like, oh well, what's going on with him? What's going wrong with him? But I understand that you wanted to put the winners in there because you want the content. You want the package to represent what the content actually is, and that's totally respectable. The casualties really caught me, though. I was like, dang, I really wish that they could have made like something that focuses on the negative. You know, the thing, fear is pretty powerful when it comes to pushing a video. So, yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Like the 10 disturbing things said by AI, like that's more in the fear realm, and then generative AI is scary. That's like, yeah, that's fear. That you use the word scary, and I guess yeah, that one did pretty well.
So a lot of AI related topics. It's good to jump on trends, things like that. I feel like 2 weeks ago was a little late for the Sora trend, but hey, like this channel has like a lot of peaks and valleys in terms of videos that have just performed exceptionally well for them. I think just picking on this one video is like a good example of what I would say about a number of these. It's just the thumbnails aren't doing enough sometimes. Not all the time, but like the world in 2050, top 10 AI, future AI technologies. I guess I don't know exactly what I would have done differently for this thumbnail, but one thing that just comes to mind is like, again, imply one of the technologies with the thumbnail. Imply something, like maybe a point to a person and make it say like their age is 150 years old, implying that AI got so advanced that it was able to cure a bunch of diseases and people can live a lot longer. You know what I mean? Like that would have been the way I would have envisioned the future. Like show us one of the technologies. So that is where my advice is. And because this is such a competitive space, it's just you really got to be thinking about this from those angles. I think it does come down to titles and thumbnails. We saw the editing. It might have been an AI voice, but like overall, this is like solid content, I would say, just by just our first glance. We haven't dug into more than a video or two, but yeah, that's kind of, I think, where I'll leave it there.
I hate to say this, but I really feel like this could have something to do with it. If you look at the most recent video, I think it was the AI real winners. The first thing you see is this. I think it's Iman Godsi style editing, where you've got, you know, a dark grid, you've got some like embers floating, you've got really glowy text, and I think, in my personal opinion, I think it's overdone. And then if you go to like your AI will replace these 12 jobs in 730 days, your editing, it almost seems like more intentional. Like, it's also different, you know, it's not something that I see everywhere. And maybe that has something to do with lately things aren't doing so well. It's just because it's everywhere. Every editor on my Twitter right now is like, look what I did. And it's like, I can't really tell it apart from any others, you know. And I don't know if AI is doing it, if you're editing with AI and it's making it easier for you. But this one, the editing really caught me more than the one that I've seen that style a lot. And yeah, so I just wanted to say my piece about that style of editing.
Yeah, fantastic observation. So there you go. I think we've given AI mastery and others a lot to think about. Let's move on to the next gaming channel now. Where is the gaming format? How many? 614 records all over the place. Let's see here. 309. Our claw picker really likes the middle of the pack here. Penguin 18 Brawl Stars. All right. Another very competitive space on YouTube, Brawl Stars. We have 704 subscribers, 186 videos. And if we go to popular, I'm just clicking popular right out of the gate. All Brawl Stars seasons menu music, 1 through 19. Huge outlier for you. When you were doing menu music, did very well. What chromatics rarity should actually be? Okay, cool. So we look at the latest videos. Not quite as many views. The reason I jump straight to popular is because when I see a channel like this and it has it's in a space with so many other creators, I want to know if you've had anything that really super took off for you, because that's the easiest thing for me to say is like, go do more of that. This video spoke to a lot of people. I'm going to focus on this one because I wouldn't recommend this type of content long term. It's nice of you to do. This is like a service you're doing for creators, but this has nothing to do with you. Right. You've reposted music that you don't own to your channel. So just be aware. You could have, if you don't already, you could have copyright claims in that video in the future. They might not like that, blah, 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 blah. So while these are outliers, we're not worried about those. We're worried about this one. What every chromatics rarity should actually be. You had an opinion. You made your thumbnail clear. You made it clear in the title. This is a huge outlier for you. Lately, what is every brawler's nationality? That's a premiere that's coming soon. We don't know how it's going to do. But my guess is that the players of this game aren't thinking about stuff like that. And it's not something that necessarily interests them because these brawlers are fictional. You know, they're more interested in the tips and the tricks and the things going on in the game. So I would say concepts need to be considered here. 100x star drop opening. I guess star drops are probably like you buy them with currency, loot box style system. I would have maybe opened, if you're doing 100, you could show us at least what's in one of them, right? That could have been a little more of an interesting hook there.
Oh, that's what that is. Okay. This one is so tough for me because I have no idea what's going on with the topic.
Now I don't know the game very well, but I'm picking up on context clues. I could be getting some stuff wrong.
When I saw the 100 star drop opening, I thought it was like an intro sequence, like a video, and they were just providing another service by showing people it. But now I think you're right that they're open. Yeah, they're definitely opening things.
Yeah. I also think that this is like, it's just music playing. I think part of the reason this content is fun to watch is because of the reaction. Like, maybe even if I play the game, I almost don't know how I'm supposed to feel about it. You know, like what are you trying to get? What's your goal? You could have maybe told a story with this video a little bit more. You know? So sometimes you have, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is a great thumbnail and title combo, but people watched it. They didn't stick around. Like sometimes the packaging works, but the video itself didn't deliver as hard. You know what I mean? So there could be a lot of things going on. I wanted to quick fire this one because it's just like it's such a busy space, and we've kind of seen these types of channels a lot. So you have some successful videos. I would be thinking about concepts that are a little more relatable to the players of the game, like over here, and considering what could make videos like this even more fun to watch. There's got to be something that you really want out of 100 of these things. So I think people would be excited to be on that journey with you. Am I going to get it 100? And if so, how many is it going to take? All right. We'll move on to the next one. But then I want to get back to super chats as well. Let's see. Non-gaming. 1218. And 198. Yes. What were you laughing at?
I was laughing at a comment I saw. They said, the word is John sleeps in that outfit.
How did they know that?
I don't know.
Her real review. Didn't we just not get called out for not talking about movie reaction channels?
Oh, this is cool.
I remember this channel. I feel like we've seen this channel before, or maybe this made my shortlist once. I can't recall. So 1,300 subscribers, 1.33K, 312 videos. All right. So we are reacting. We're giving movie reviews. Let's see. Just scrolling here, taking it in. John's obviously looking at it too.
Yeah, I wanted to see which ones really, really stuck out. And it does seem that the ones, like the outliers, are the ones that capitalize on the trend. You know, the current thing that's big, at least I think. And maybe she knows that, and that's why she's doing The Walking Dead lately, because The Ones Who Live has been like the finale is coming out in a few days
already.
Wow. Yeah. I think it's only 6 episodes, which is a total bummer, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, you know, honestly, I think that she's doing the right things, but with the wrong packaging.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the thumbnails could be better. You know, there's a lot of text going on there. It's hard. I understand you're putting The Ones Who Live because it's a logo of sorts, but it's extra text that people think that they have to read to understand what's going on in the video when you have it in the title already. It's just there's a lot of space that you wasted doing that. Like Michonne, which is the second one, Dan. Michonne should be brighter. You know, like it would be nice if you could actually see her face. So if you have access to like Canva or something and you drag that in and you can increase the brightness, I think that would really stick out. I just think that the packaging could be better, and I think you'd see some benefits from that, because clearly it's worked in the past.
I think with stuff like this, when I see this packaging, I also worry that people who like the show don't recognize the show, because you chose to use this kind of like, I'm sure this is from one of their promotional posters or something, but this orange kind of fire looking background. But when I see promos and stuff for this show, like The Walking Dead, if we just type that, it'll probably be some recent stuff. Like it looks like, you know, the main characters you recognize, and they're in settings that you would kind of recognize from the show. They're always in the woods. There's maybe a zombie or something. Like they do, you know, they do enough to make me recognize, oh, that's The Walking Dead. And I think that that is on their side, right? Like it's a recognizable IP, but you've kind of taken a lot of the recognizability and you've used a lot of the thumbnail to not have enough of that there. So that is, yeah, John's pointing out something very relevant here. It's important to, you know, have a thumbnail that people can like look at and like connect with immediately. And so there's a lot of dissecting here because of all the text, because the background tends to be brighter than the foreground in a lot of cases. And sometimes it doesn't feel like you're looking at The Walking Dead. It says recap, it says the ones who live, but I always think of it as The Walking Dead. Like that subtitle they have is like not what I call the show in my head. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah, I didn't even notice until you pointed it out, but that fourth one, I can see Rick and Michonne there. I didn't know that was a picture of them in the thumbnails. I just thought it was like a fiery background. I can't recognize that promo and what it was. So that's a good call for sure. And I watched the show.
I also think that titling wise, we are putting the what right up front. The ones who live, episode 4 reaction, but we're missing the why. You might be talking about Return of a Fan Fave, but it's kind of that 2 title structure where we call this a pipe in the middle here. You put a little pipe between the 2 titles, and then you're saying a fan favorite is returning, but you kind of put it at the end of the title. What if your reaction was spoken a little bit more in the title? I can't believe so-and-so is back on The Walking Dead. Or, I can't believe spoiler. You literally use the word spoiler is back on The Walking Dead. And then you blur their face, right? Like you build more intrigue that way. There's going to be a lot of channels who jump straight to the episode 5 reaction, episode 6 reaction kind of titling structure. So to stand out, you have to be a little more creative, I guess.
Yeah. No doubt. Yeah. Once you said the reaction or like doing the titles, like how you speak, I can't believe spoiler. Like I know that I would click on that. I would definitely click on that. I also noticed that some of these are mixed. Like some are reviews, some are reactions, some are recaps. So I'm not exactly sure if there should be consistency with what you're offering. What do you think, Dan?
Some consistency. I think it's probably fine to do all of those things, but yeah, it really, like, reactions and reviews are probably a bit tough to compete with. But what I would find myself watching are recaps. I love a good recap, especially of a show that has a lot of characters and things going on. Because I may enjoy the show in the moment, but I'm kind of dumb. So I like when someone breaks down things I definitely missed. And there's more, I would say, when it comes to this style of content, if you just took those 3 pieces, reactions, reviews, or recaps offer the most value, in my opinion.
I noticed, I see the picture now. It makes sense. I noticed that the popular recaps, I understand that her branding has her face in it and it's in all the thumbnails, and that's totally fine as long as you have enough room for something that will catch somebody's eye that's familiar to them. And I noticed that most of these that are really popular are, just look how simple. This is what looks professional to me. But then you got something like this. I'm sorry, Altex TV, but in comparison, it's only got 339 views compared to something that it looks like a business made it. This is something that you can trust. That's what it feels like to me. So why would I choose this over these? It's just it's tough for competition like that. So it's definitely something to consider when it comes to packaging.
And Nat, when you think about like who you're marketing a recap to, that is a good point. You might have people who've done a good job of packaging that video, and so their reaction feels like, or their recap rather feels like, okay, that person probably put a lot of work into that, and so yes, people will go down those trains of thought. I will say, listen, like, this channel is over 1,000 subscribers. They've built a community. You're not doing anything wrong at all. It's literally just like some improvements to this packaging, and you could reach a lot of new viewers. Right now, I feel like you are doing a good job of talking to the people who have found you, but we want you to reach out to some new people. So there might be some tweaks here.
Yep. And again, your strategy it's incredible. Like you got it down pat.
By the way, I love seeing people dog on this movie, Madam Web. I must have watched like 5 videos of people making fun of Madam Web. Because they really did just throw that thing together, it turns out. So I don't know, is it trash? Just makes me laugh. I think
that's good.
It's probably a lot. You're in a pool of a lot of people reacting to it. But I'm still glad you talked about
it. That is good packaging too. Just, is it trash? And then should you see it? It's not like it's kind of like that's how you would say it. Like, should you even see this?
What if? But it would have been kind of funny if you had played around with this more. Is it trash? And the title was just the word yes. Period.
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, sorry. Enough roasting movies for no reason. We could watch maybe just a minute of this to see kind of like the vibe of the content, and then we will move on. We got to do some super chats. We got more channels.
Episode 5 of The Ones Who Live, entitled Become, we find out what's to become of Rick and Michonne, what's to become of Jadis, what's to become of the world that we currently are in.
I wanted to spoil it for anyone who watches. I think the audio is good. I think, she dove right in. No hesitation at all. Hey, welcome back to the channel. It's me again. You should subscribe. None of that. It was just like, okay, in this episode, this is what we find out. And I assume we're going to talk about it. You're going to give your thoughts. So yeah, I don't have any necessary like critiques here. If I scrub through,
it does look like she shows some B-roll or like examples of what's going on, which is great. You might want to do that a little quicker in the intro, just to be like people, to remind the audience that they're going to get what they clicked for. They're gonna see what you're talking about.
Yeah, that would have been, I do think that's a good call. There a lot of people do that. You should be good. We're not lawyers or anything, but you should be good to do that. It does feel as though it could have started with a little more of that B-roll.
Yeah. I mean, you don't even need the audio from it, just you talking as they can see it. Even if you're in like a little square in the bottom right corner or whatever, a lot of people are doing that. Could you go back one quick tip for her, because as a glasses wearer, I have just figured out how to get rid of this issue, and maybe I can just show you here. Now it's kind of tough to show without being able to undo this. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna do it like this. So that is my softbox, and then anything that I thought would like reflect into my eyes, I've turned away. And I noticed that you've got some ring lights, and it might be one or it might be two. I see a very far reflection in your glasses, and I see like a closer one. Now, if I were you, I would, if you have two ring lights, I would put one up here, like what I just showed you, and one up here, and then aim them down, because they won't reflect back into the camera. But if you only have one, then you put it straight up and aim it further down on your head. Like the higher it is, the less reflection you'll get, and people want to see your eyes. It's like it's really important. So I just wanted to get that across to you. I have struggled big time, and it took me like 3 or 4 days to figure out how this would work for me. And I had to use a sheet to reflect the light back on me.
Yeah, because once you raise your lights, you get the shadows under your chin. So yeah, then you still need, John's using a light bouncing off of a white sheet to kind of nicely, softly fill in the rest of him.
Yep.
All right.
It's a struggle. It's a struggle.
We do have more channels to look at, but I do want to get through some more of these super chats. There have been many. So thank you all for your super chats. And just as a quick reminder, since we are a little over halfway through the stream too, it is our Creator Appreciation Week sale going on right now. You can get 50% off our Boost plan, which includes all of our fabulous tools. You can get that for your monthly or annual plan using the link down below. So I'll let that scroll for a sec, because not just the link, you can also use those codes, just create -YR for your annual membership. And you'll get everything. You'll get daily ideas, you're going to get stats, you're going to get lessons, you're going to get access to our AI coach, our AI content generator, the keyword tools, which I absolutely love. I mean, just as a quick example here, The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead. We type something in, we're going to get some stats on this keyword. What's it doing right now? How many people are searching for it versus making videos on it? And what are the questions that people are asking related to The Walking Dead? How to watch The Walking Dead in order would be a fantastic short little video, I think, for a channel that's covering this. Can I watch The Walking Dead season 11? Probably meant how can I watch? These are real questions people are asking, though, and you can dig into over 300 of them. And this tool and everything you see here, you get full access to if you get our Boost plan. But anyway, thank you for your super chats. Go check that out. Links are down below. we'll go ahead and take some more questions here. Soccer with Murat says, took me 2 videos to hit 1,000 subscribers. Just here to brag. Okay.
Nice.
7.8K now. Congratulations. That is awesome. Alex30 is here, says, thanks for the knowledge. I'm at 11,700 subscribers, but peaked and want to grow. Keep it up. I mean, it ebbs and flows. I promise you, like, every creator goes through that where it's like, oh, I just had a big growth spurt, and then things can slow down. There's a lot of seasonality to YouTube. Please just keep creating, keep innovating, keep thinking of fun new ideas.
Yeah, for sure. Consistency, sticking with it.
One of the hardest
there are lows.
Yeah. One of the hardest things to do is not let some bad videos kind of weigh you down a bit. But that is the most important thing, to kind of move on from anything that's kind of, you feel like dragging your channel down, and just gotta keep pushing through. Take breaks, take healthy breaks, but like get back to it at some point. 13,000 subscribers, it looks like 13.5 thousand in just over a year. Congratulations to you. That is awesome.
Congrats.
Music channel too. Great.
Oh, wow. That's impressive.
Officer John 43 with a super. Thank you. Jay Breckless says, I meant channel keywords good, not description. Oh, the channel keywords are specific. Okay, so that was from an earlier question. Basically, on your channel, you can put keywords that relate to your channel. I fill them out and I never touch them again. I've never bothered with them beyond that. But every time if I start a new channel, that's one of the first things I do is I'm setting up. It's like, oh, here's what the channel's about. So probably good to do, but I don't think it's gonna move the needle. Alex, forgot to mention the channel is V4 Valentina. Oh, congratulations. That was
nice little promo in there.
We have 117 subscribers, and let's see, last 3 to 5 videos have around 20 to 25,000 impressions and 500 to 1.1K views. Is this a good metric?
No. Yeah, dude, that's really good.
Yeah.
117 subs. Wow. Yeah, that's very good. I mean, that's I wish I did that well at that many subs.
Imagine like 25,000 people get shown your video and over 1,000 of them click on it. I mean, that's pretty good. I don't know. Yeah. I'm not good at numbers, so I don't know what exactly percentage that is off the top of my head, but and you will notice that your click-through goes down the more impressions you get naturally, because it's being seen by so many more people. It's going to get, less clicks in that wider pool. That's okay too. So yeah, I think you're doing awesome. New member ESV official. Thank you for becoming a member. Appreciate you. Enjoy your emotes. Thank you. No, thank you. Thank you. Nick Hine.
Dude, it would be so funny if it said no thank you, like right after that. Like they knew.
Omnibus is a volume containing several books or stories previously published separately. That's writer/publisher thing, as I'm a writer. There you go, John.
I'm like disappointed that I didn't know that. I should know that. I write things sometimes. Not books.
Nicholas Ross Academy says, one of my videos got 450 new subscribers and 5,000 views in 2 weeks. Great stats. But after that, YouTube impressions stopped and the video came to a halt. Why?
Why, Dan? Why?
I thought you looked like you just had a light bulb go off, and I'm like, there he goes. He's about it. It's impossible to know without seeing the data. How dead did it get? Did it get dead in the sense that it was getting a lot of impressions and that's not getting as many, or did it literally go from many to zero, like this flat line, which would insinuate some kind of community guidelines problem or something like that? But I don't think that's what we're saying here. I think your video probably did what a lot of videos do and just kind of reached its natural lifespan, which is silly to say about a video. And sometimes they can bounce back. But I mean, we could pull up videos all day on the vidIQ channel that have done this. It's very, very normal, especially our YouTube update videos, because those topics are not very relevant anymore after a week or so. Everyone's talked about them and everyone's moved on. So, but even our more evergreen videos can kind of come and go. So sometimes YouTube has tested your video with so many people and it keeps getting views and then it kind of slows down a little bit because other people are entering the space and kind of scratching those itches. YouTube is this constantly evolving platform with many creators doing many things.
Yeah. I was trying to think about it. and I'm thinking there's some info that I need here. And number one, I would need to know like what kind of video that is, because if it is topical or trendy, then it totally makes sense that it would stop after a certain amount of time. But if it's evergreen, then yeah, like you said, it reached a natural conclusion.
And yeah, no, that was it. That's all I was gonna say. So thank you for your super chat, and hope that was of some help to you. Old Man Gib dropping a massive super chat, $100. Always very generous. Thank you, Old Man Gib. Just a massive thank you to the VidIQ team, as well as Tish, Slavgard, Koifish Gaming, Calvin the Unforgettable for herding cats every stream, our moderators. Thank you, Old Man Gib. You are awesome, and we hope everything is going well for you. Greatly appreciate you being here. Beyond Every Valley says maybe there should be a third submission form for channels with less than 200 subscribers. We need help the most. It's actually like, I want to say like no, but it's not a terrible idea. It's just juggling two forms is already a lot. What I will say is that when John and I, or Rob, or whoever it is up here, Jeff, Viper, like when we give advice, we tend to keep in mind we have a lot of people watching who are at the level you're at. And we wouldn't be saying it if we felt like it didn't apply to many, many people, And when we do feel like something applies to a specific person, we'll make it very clear. We'll be like, just for you, this channel is doing the specific thing, and I've seen this exact thing before, and you should do this. Like, we'll be very specific. But a lot of the advice we're giving, like, even if you have 200 subscribers, you with 200 subscribers can have a video that gets 100,000 views. We've seen it happen. So the same principles apply. It's about getting people to watch your content. So that is what we're trying to do. So yes, we could throw some more channels in there that are definitely at those lower ranks, but I think our philosophy is that doesn't really matter. Subscribers are such a vanity metric now. It's really about like a channel with 0 subscribers can get many, 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 many views on their first video. We've, come across it in this very live stream. So, do keep that in mind, but it's something to consider. I don't know. I'll think about it. The Racing Joker. I'm at 65.5K subscribers, but losing subs faster than I gain them. Whoa. It sucks because I have 2 million view videos. Like a number of reasons that could be happening.
Two videos that have 1 million views. Okay.
Got it. Yeah, I said that wrong. Sorry. So you have a couple videos that are big hits. Now, when I hear that, I wonder, what are the views on an average video for you? Because if those videos are different than what you're typically uploading now, what's going to happen is people subscribe from your videos that are getting millions of views to this day. They see your new stuff and they're like, oh, the Racing Joker is obviously not for me. Unsubscribe. And that can just happen. And that's why sometimes if someone has like a viral hit and it's bringing in the wrong audience, we recommend maybe considering unlisting it, or starting a different channel for the new thing you're doing. But that you're going to keep cycling through people for a while if you have content that is not relevant to what you're doing now. The alternative is that you said something that pissed a lot of people off and now you've been canceled. But I'm going to assume the best. I'm going to assume you didn't do that. But I think that's one of those two things.
I was like, is he going to say it? I wonder if he's going to say it.
I doubt that's happened. I just want to be funny. I'm sorry. This is what I get for being mean. Tomorrowski TV says, I'm at 4.5K subs and I'm stuck. Maybe shorts are drowning my page or something I'm doing wrong. FYI, my page is in Spanish.
Okay, so you say shorts are drowning your page. If you do mostly shorts, if you've gained most of those subs through shorts, that could have something to do with it. If you're trying to focus on more long-term now, I guess it means if you're stuck at 4.5K subs and you've been doing a ton of shorts and you stop doing shorts, then the subs are probably going to stop. I know a lot of people have problems with shorts kind of diluting, the viewer metric for sure.
It's hard to say. This is another situation where, yeah, it would help to look at the channel.
Yeah.
It does feel like it's the easiest thing for me to say is to keep going. If you're feeling stuck, try thinking about brainstorming some new ideas and new videos. I know it's difficult to do when you're kind of hung up on certain numbers and metrics, but yeah, that is kind of the answer to those problems typically. But you might have built a shorts audience. They're not coming for the long form. That's okay. Like, make long form videos for a new audience. Consider those two separate sides of YouTube, and you just happen to have them on the same channel.
Yeah. If you feel like you're stuck and it's because you just did a pivot, then it's obvious that it's because you did the pivot, but it doesn't mean that you have to go back. Whatever's going to make you happier, stick with it for the long term. You'll be happier and the audience will come. If you build it, they will come.
I'm going to put on this banner that says Super Chats will not, no, not that one. Super Chats may no longer be read. Yes, we are getting to that time where we have more channels to see. We have a lot of Super Chats to get through. If you give us a Super Chat from this point forward, we may not get to it. So keep that in mind. If a moderator, whoever's just controlling the vidIQ account, could please unpin. Actually, never mind. I have it opened. I will unpin the message from earlier, and we will continue. We're going to get through these Super Chats, and we're going to do, I think, rapid fire, John. I think we're overdue for a rapid fire channel audit.
Okay.
We're going to get through a bunch of channels. So I got denied being monetized. Notice the views fell off a cliff, and now the channel is in a nosedive, losing subs. Is that on purpose from YouTube? Please help. Well, I do notice it says reacts. So you do seem to be a reaction channel. And I don't know enough to say for sure, and I don't have access to your YouTube dashboard. Those messages should be in your email or dashboard. But if you have come up against some YouTube community guidelines issues, that could be why you're demonetized. Because if you think of it this way, like YouTube, if they feel like you're not being transformative enough with the content, they don't want to take the risk on putting ads on your content because you might be using too much of other people's content. This is the plague of reaction channels, right? They're fun to do, but you have to give enough of you in there to justify using somebody else's content. I'm going off of one word here in the name. Maybe they don't even do reactions. Like, we are not looking at the channel right now, but assuming you do, that might be what happened. But without seeing a lot of information, I can't say any of this for sure. But that's the only reason I can imagine not getting monetized and then your views falling off a cliff around the same time.
Yeah. It makes me wonder too, like if you do get denied, then does YouTube pay extra special attention and kind of deny you on other things? That's kind of, I know it's like kind of a conspiracy type question, and it's all speculative and there's no good answer. But yeah, what Dan said.
Mr. Anderson says, my videos get tons of suggested impressions, but no browse. Hey, that's still pretty good. Does YouTube test videos with suggested impressions before giving it any browse impressions? I've not seen that. When I look at real-time analytics, it tends to start with notifications because we have subscribers, right? They get the notifications. And then browse or search, I think, is kind of second. And then also your content will suggest your content. That can also happen a lot. But am I answering the question?
I didn't have much to add to it.
Does YouTube test videos with suggested impressions before giving any browse impressions? I can't say for sure what YouTube tests, how they test content. They're very cagey about stuff like that. But in my own experience, it does seem like they start with the people who've seen your channel before, whether they're subscribed or not. And then depending on how those folks react is how quickly, in my opinion, your video starts to go into browse and it's suggested in other feeds on YouTube. If you've made a very search intentional video, you'll start to see search tick up pretty quickly if you did a good job of the packaging and all that stuff and you're ranking for something very popular that not enough people are helping with. So yeah, I don't know if suggested is normally the first thing, but it could be your videos suggesting your videos as well. So maybe you have a couple videos that are very popular and continue bringing views today, and you post something new, YouTube is like, hey, Mr. Anderson just posted. You're watching one of those right now. You're going to love this, Smokies Plus says, started doing podcast videos on my channel, and the views on them are much lower than other videos. Could that be hurting my other videos' performance?
Is it Renee Ritchie or no, maybe it's Todd. Yeah, Todd. He says that every video is looked at individually by the algorithm. So if one video does bad, it shouldn't affect any other videos. That's what has been stated publicly.
We have a video that with him saying that. Todd works at YouTube. And I can show you what it looks like so you can go find it and watch it. And I recommend this to everybody. I have it right here because it's still a very, very popular video for us. I'll pull it up. It is Sorry. It is. I want to show you the thumbnail. Okay, here it is. It's this thumbnail, and it's called "Small Channels Do This and the Algorithm Will Love You." And in this video, we talked to Todd Dupre from YouTube, and he covers this exact topic. But yes, they should be standing on their own. They should not be affecting your other videos. But I would warn you, if you make a habit of only doing podcasts, let's say for a month, and then you go back to whatever it was you're doing before, a lot of people might have stopped clicking on those podcasts, and that could hurt because now people haven't clicked on your channel for so long that YouTube stopped recommending your videos to those people who used to be loyal audience members. So I would at least say to give a good balance there between podcast upload and regular upload, because that could happen. It won't hurt your channel in the long term, in my opinion, but you want to build up a community, right? Like, so don't, I would say if they're not enjoying the podcast stuff, but you want to post it anyway, that's fine. Just don't burn the loyal fans too much if you still fully intend on making those other videos.
Yeah, good call. Very good call.
All right, last few super chats. Football Fundamental. What would you consider a good average watch time on a 10-minute video? I get about 3 minutes and 50 seconds usually.
I think it's different for everybody. We get a lot of these questions like what's good, but I'm so sorry. It's different for everybody. It really depends. Yeah, I don't have an answer for this.
This video has 3.5 million views that I was just showing you guys, and it has an average view duration of 2 minutes and 5 seconds. That's 39.9% for this video. It's kind of under our average, and it's still got 3.5 million views. It really is. The it depends factor here is 10 out of 10. I'd say if people are watching almost 4 minutes of a 10-minute video, that sounds like 40% to me, and that's very good. That's what we got here. So I would say good. I'd say that's average. Mr. Beast would tell you that's not enough, but don't worry about that. Like,
right.
You know, CLAAAW's vision. I had one video over 8,000, and now I can't get over 400 views. How can I fix this? I go over CLAAAW's NBA team and news and entertainment. It's basketball season right now, right? We're getting into. It's almost the end of March. March Madness. That wrap up. I don't know anything about basketball. Topics, right? I think some of those videos, just because you were getting 8,000 videos doesn't mean 8,000 views doesn't mean you're always going to get it. Every video is going to kind of perform separately because you covered topics on those videos that were juicy, and now maybe you're trying to double down on them, but it's not the same magic isn't there, you know. So
yep, you do have the potential. Like you obviously can do it. It's just finding the right thing.
Laggy. Or Lag YT90. Do you recommend 2 genres for your channel? Wait.
Do you recommend
anime? Okay, 2. You mean the number 2? Okay, got it.
Okay.
Do you recommend 2 genres for a channel? Mine is anime/gaming currently. There are video games that have an anime style. There are animes that are probably based off of like video games. Perhaps, I don't know. I don't watch animes. I'm sorry. If there's a crossover, yes. If you are someone who plays Minecraft, but you also love to talk about anime, that feels like 2 different things, 2 different audiences competing for attention on one channel. Better to separate the 2, in my opinion, but you can certainly have them in one place if you want to. I just feel like your YouTube hill becomes a little bit steeper to climb.
Yep, especially as a new channel, but as you grow, you can expand to more things because your community is established. So if I do all Minecraft stuff and I build my friendships with these people and I say, hey, do you guys like The Walking Dead or whatever? Sorry, I still have her reel up here. Then, you know, you get some people on that and the community's there for it. You know, it's not as much of a risk and it's not even a pivot. It's just your channel becomes about you instead of your specific niche. But at the beginning, it's more beneficial to focus on one thing.
2 more super chats and we're back to channels. Riser Reacts says, I've been making reaction videos to a specific creator because my audience only wants me watching them. I really want to make other reaction content. What can I do to preserve decent viewership on other reaction content? Oh my goodness. You got to do you. I know that people want you to focus on this one specific channel, but that's not good for you. What if they stop uploading, right? Like, you have got to branch out and you will get some new viewers. There will be people who don't follow you. I wouldn't normally say this to some channels, like certain channels, but like in this case, reaction channels I think get big because they react to a lot of different things. And keep in mind, I still am an advocate for healthy reaction content, by the way. I think you have to add a lot of your own spin on that. So regardless of anyone's opinion on reaction content, that's my personal view. Like, if I was playing a game and everyone's like, I only want to play this game, but I felt like there was a similar game and people would also enjoy it, I'm gonna do me, because I gotta keep me happy at the end of the day, or else I can't make any videos. Odd Stocks Growing, our last super chat of the day before we get back to channel audits. In the last year, I've had 1.2 million impressions on my videos with 5.2% click-through rate. Is this good conversion rate? I've had over 82.5K views. This kind of goes back to the question from a little while ago, right?
Yeah, it's when I start seeing math, my brain just stops.
That's me too. Yeah, I shut down.
But it is so it's different for everybody. You know, it depends on what you mean. What does good mean? You know, like what's good for you? It's like you said, this is good for us, but Mr. Beast would say it's not good. You know, I'm sorry, it's a difficult thing to answer what things are good and aren't. I know that somebody like a pro like Mr. Beast would say that a 5.2% CTR is not good, you know, but yeah. I've had videos that were 3% and they did awesome, because like the more people you get to click, or the more impressions are shown, the more people won't click on your video, but the video is still doing well, and that's why it's getting shown to more people. So your CTR goes down, but somehow you're getting more views and more watch time. The analytics are so difficult to know what's good and what's not, because there are so many variables.
Yeah. Try not to focus on it too much. I would say, you know, these numbers seem decent to me, but make more content. Just don't get too hung up in the analytics. It's good to be aware of them. It's good to keep in mind. And I would take maybe once a week, look at them instead of every day, for example, just as a cadence. But really, really take some time to brainstorm new content ideas, and not just like, okay, is this analytic good? Is that analytic good? Like, that takes valuable time away from you as a creator to like think of something new and exciting. All right. Thank you for all the super chats. Amazing questions today, by the way. You guys had a lot of the celebrations and the questions, everything. We really greatly appreciate that. There's time for that on Thursday and then next week as well. So we'll see you back here. But we're not done, because we have more channels to look at too. In fact, we have 1,200 non-gaming channels.
I thought you were going to say, in fact, we have 1,200 channels we're going to get through.
Buckle up. We are going to try to get to as many of these as we can with this rapid fire round we like to do. Now, I'm going to warn you, your channel might pop up on the screen. If it does, and we skip it pretty quickly, it's because you didn't pass our trials. There are 4 trials, and you will see what they are in a minute. I don't want to waste any more time. So we are going to update the CLAAAW numbers on the gaming side to 673. 673. And we're going to pick out number 191. All right. 191. And we're going to scroll down. This is a shorts channel, so this is actually going to make our game really difficult to do. See what happens. Gaming channel, shorts. The first pillar is channel focus.
No idea.
Oh,
wait. Okay.
It's Call of Duty. It's the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, I see it now. I was looking at the banner in the name. That's where I saw first, and I didn't know. But now when you scroll down, you can see it.
They got some popular uploads too. Okay, now the next 2 would be thumbnails and titles. If you feel like your channel is focused, it'd be thumbnails and titles. But these are shorts, so we'll just skip straight to Hook, and we're gonna watch your latest one and just kind of see what its vibe is. Oh, probably shouldn't play the music, but it is just music and kills. Music and kills. So how does this video compare to the most popular one? It's still music. That's okay. Something about this video. It's probably the payoff at the end. I think people watch this one twice is what happened with this one.
Yeah, probably, because it took me a second to understand, but they were stabbing the tank on the back.
Yeah,
and that's why it exploded.
It was enough to get me curious.
Yeah.
But like, what are they doing? Oh, kaboom. Okay, I need to see that again.
And we know what music that is, and it's comedy, you know.
Yeah.
It's funny.
So it had the right vibes. So this will be, for this creator, kind of a hit and miss thing, right? There's going to be moments where they're like, that was okay, I'll make a short out of it. And there's going to be moments like, I can't believe I caught that on camera. you can, I want to say, manufacture these a little more. And I'm not saying make them up. I'm just saying, like, put yourself in a situation where you know something is going to happen because you play the game wrong. And I'm literally telling you to go out into harm's way in these games so you can maybe get yourself some interesting clips.
That's cool.
Yeah, I know that's cheeky. I know that's kind of disingenuous, but at the same time, that's sometimes when it comes to gaming on YouTube, you might be surprised at how many channels put themselves into situations. That is one idea. I would be thinking of all kinds of stuff to do. Like, a lot of people are uploading videos like this where they're just getting kills on kills on kills, and it's impressive and all, but so many people are doing it. Like, what else? You've done this for a while. Is there anything else about these games you enjoy that you could maybe do in short form?
Your your comment made me think of that one meme where he's like, "No, this isn't how you're supposed to play the game."
What? I can't remember that one.
I think it's like Banjo-Kazooie creator. But it's just funny because, like, yeah, it's just funny. It's a meme. I swear. Just Google it.
A what?
You know what? Here.
Uh-oh. I clicked something on the number figure. 615. I clicked scrolling text. Okay, 615. We're moving too fast now, and I'm getting confused. Oh, did you find the meme?
Yeah.
Hold on. Okay, hold on.
It's this one.
Sorry. I failed know your meme. Okay. Hope BAGELS cosplay. They do long form content so we can play our game now where we try and discern if the channel focus is there. They say they're a cosplay channel. Channel focus. Is it there? Okay, there are 5 videos. And I guess I see some cosplay, but there's just not enough to kind of sink our teeth into here.
Yeah, you're right. It's very tough. I can't.
Assuming all of these are cosplay, you would probably get to the thumbnail test before we move on to the next channel, because these thumbnails and the titles, for that matter, aren't really giving us enough to go off of. Please go look at some like cosplay channels that do this a lot, and see kind of the way they're pitching and packaging their videos. Watch some of the videos, immerse yourself in the space, because I feel like with cosplay, there's like different expectations, and this creator doesn't seem to be meeting those on the surface. But also, you haven't uploaded in a year, so it's time to upload some content is really the advice. Sure. All right, next channel. I'll stick to the non-gaming side for a second. We'll do 536, and we will do Cornerstone Fellowship with Pastor Alan Nolan. Let's go into here. Let's put the channel in. That is not the right channel.
Oh, wow. Didn't expect that.
All right. Okay. All right. So channel focus is obviously there. You are a pastor. You are doing content in that vein. That makes sense. So channel focus, good. Thumbnails.
Very consistent. They are clean. There's enough room for everything. I mean, we've seen templates like this, but these are clean. You know, the last one, they were like, it was difficult to tell, but these, you can tell what's going on. You know, the amount of text isn't too much. They're great. They're good. I think that they're great.
Titles.
3 must-known facts. Okay, that's good. How to understand. They've got the pipes in there. I mean, it seems like they know what they're doing. The one only Jesus can give you this. That's one of those things like a viewer's like, oh, I wonder what it is. You know, like context aside, that's a hook in a title. So I think that they're very good, you know, for what he does.
I'm hung up on the latest video, Find Freedom in Your Finances. So this kind of, I didn't see it before, but now I'm kind of like, channel focus isn't exactly gone or anything. This channel is very much based off someone's specific point of view and personality and like what they've built, but it's not resonating with the viewers, perhaps. I mean, I guess it's a little too soon to tell. It is from a day ago. We'll keep an eye on it, I would say. But like 5.5K views, is it going to perform better or worse than some of these other ones where it's like 3 must know facts about Jesus? That seems to speak directly to like the audience you've built, but this one's like kind of going in the finances direction with religious twist. I'm sure there's an audience and stuff there. It's just, it starts to be a little more confusing to me.
Yeah, I didn't notice that. Then I started to pick it apart, and I was thinking, how is this? Like, where's the religion aspect of this? And then I thought, I bet margins is something in the Bible. I think sort of like Revelations or Matthew or Proverbs. I think margin, because if you look before margins 1, I just assume I'm a layman when it comes to that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But it is definitely a curveball compared to what you've done previously. So yeah, that one's an interesting test.
I would, for this channel's general advice before we move on, I would say, like, you have a few videos that are big outliers here. Our tool is picking them up. You know, these are topics I would dig into a little bit more. This one happens to be very long too, and it did exceptionally well. So I'd be picking up on different topics and things that are resonating exceptionally well with your audience and figure out how to double down on those. And maybe, you know, we haven't watched any of the videos. Maybe this one goes into finances, and this was you doing that. But yeah, I would really be, you know, trying to take those outliers on your own channel and seeing ways like, how can I double down on these as well? All right, we'll jump back to the gaming forum. We try to get through these ones quick. 687. The only thing about is updating the cost. 687. 14. Wow.
Wow.
Retro remasters and remakes. That name sounds really familiar to me. Oh, that's not a channel name. That's just what they do. Okay.
That's a lot of alliteration.
MatCave Gaming.
MatCave. That's cool.
Okay. Channel focus. I mean,
yeah.
Retro games. Sort of.
Yeah.
I mean, there's an update to Resident Evil, but Resident Evil is kind of retro now.
Oh, that's sad.
What? Oh, yeah. Don't think about it. Don't think about it. Thumbnails.
They're pretty cool. There's a lot going on. Like the Tomb Raider one, for instance, I couldn't really tell what was going on in the background, but now I see on closer inspection, they're screenshots from the previous and whatnot. There's this character that they've got going on, and it makes me wonder, are they a VTuber? Because the most recent one, I think that's probably his real face.
Yeah, there's a face cam.
Okay. So I don't know if the character is just a branding choice. Yeah, I don't know. That's a little weird to me, the character, but it might be like their logo, you know.
You're right, but the character is so bright. They're kind of taking away, like, your eye is going to the character when it should be going to Tomb Raider, like what the video is about.
Yeah, the character, if the character is not in the content, I'm not sure what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it's very much the focus, like you just said, it's very bright. So
there are a lot of videos like this where a game comes out, like a remaster collection, and people give their take on it. So this reached a good amount of people, like, compared to some of the videos before it and stuff, but I think more could have been done here to give your opinion up front, because you are competing with people who get to say, is it worth it? Maybe you could have given some more opinions, like, in the title or thumbnail. Like, if it's not worth it, maybe criticize it a little bit. If it is worth it, talk about how you were blown away, or you could be more specific. Is it worth $60? Is it worth $100? Whatever they're charging for it, right? Like, is it worth it is kind of just, is it worth the purchase? A shorter way to say that would be a dollar amount. And if you could even go as far as giving some of your opinion there is kind of my suggestion. Thumbnails, we're stuck on them a little bit. I think they could use some improvement. Some of them just seem really busy.
Very busy.
And we did talk titles as well a little bit. But yes, I do think packaging in this channel is going to be important. And then it was pick on the latest video before we move on. Don't lose your head. Sega Decap Attack. It's too clever. Yeah.
It took me a second to realize what was going on, and now I get it. But that second, I wouldn't have clicked on it. I would have found something else probably. Yeah, it's too clever.
Yeah, I would say that, like, is this a sale, or is there one game called Decap Attack, or is there a lot of games for some reason that Sega has about decapitating people, like? Because those would all be kind of different pitches to me. Like, I can't believe how many video games Sega has about decapitating people. Like, that could be an interesting title. But in this case, it was just one game called Decap Attack.
We're playing this game like crazy, and I can't remember
So it's one specific game. Like, I can't believe this was allowed in, on a family console, or I don't know, something like that. Something a little more like specific.
Yeah.
Okay, real quick though, I did notice something about that channel. They have long form videos, what they want us to focus on. They do have live streams, so I think that felt like a clip from a live stream.
Yeah, it did.
Okay, we got hung up on that channel. It's supposed to be rapid fire. That brought us to time too. Okay, thank you for watching, everybody. Sorry.
Oh, whoa, yeah.
That was a lot of fun. Listen, 50% off our boost tools. I've been showcasing them all day long. You get full access to them. The links are down below. Thank you for all of your super chats. Thank you for everything. Thank you to our moderators. You guys did an awesome job today. That was fun. That was great. John, thank you. Thanks. Thank you again. Any parting words?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks, everybody.